The crowd at East Lyme High School is full of anticipation and energy. It's time for basketball. They've got a star player in Ostrowski, and tonight they welcome in a team full of star players, the Green Knights from Notre Dame-West Haven, and you have it live on game day. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and are you ready for high school basketball?
Oh, I've been ready for a few months, my friend. I am ready to rock and roll, and what a great matchup. Week 1 here for game day.
Now, we put a challenge out in our preview to all of the student sections in the ECC, and Viking Valley came through right away. They brought the Viking helmets tonight. They're out in force tonight, but you know what, Sports Doctor? It is going to be a challenge for them because this Green Knights team, ranked 7th in the state, has a lot of talent.
Yeah, a lot of goods on this team, Casey, a lot of seniors, a lot of juniors, some sophomores, a good mix and a good blend out there for Coach Jason Shea. It's a good team out there.
And this is part of the ECC's continuing effort to provide better scheduling for their teams. This is just one of many. We'll talk more about that later on. A lot of schools playing some big-time out-of-conference schedule tonight, and the Green Knights come in, and they are no stranger to this level of competition.
No, this is their grind. This is what they do, Casey. And the Green Knights will be on the road till January 4th. They don't play their first home game, so they're going to have to get used to being road warriors.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the players to watch in tonight's game?
Sure thing. For East Lyme, Ostrowski, a 6'2" senior. He's on a mission to deliver a league championship and possibly a state championship for the Vikings. Unlimited range on his jumper or attacking the rim, Dev has become a scoring machine for Coach Bernardi. He's the ultimate closer. The senior wants the ball in his hands come crunch time. And for Notre Dame, how about Connor Raines? 6'6", silky smooth player who can put it on the floor or knock down the long-range jumper. 4-year starter, Raines the leader on the floor. Rebounding, defending, and scoring, the senior was second team All-State last year and is committed to play D1 basketball at Texas Rio Grande Valley. Connor is ready for his big senior season with the Green Knights.
Well, thank you, Sports Doctor. Well, you know, they were once the lovable underdogs with no expectations, but now the East Lyme boys basketball team has transitioned into the conference favorites, complete with all of the attention. How they handle it is a reflection of their coach and their leadership.
Lucy's got a full set. Hands!
Having the bullseye on your back just makes you want to play even harder.
Go get it!
Pressure comes with every game. That's expected, so you just got to live with it.
We block it out. We ignore it. And our focus this year is to ignore all of the positive and negative publicity.
The biggest thing we have to do a better job of is going to get the guy.
We're just focused on being great. And every day we come in with a mentality of being great and being better than yesterday.
Ball's going to drop in front of me. We have to do a better job of that.
I think losing in the ECC finals really taught us a lot. As some might say, you have to lose to win. I think that's what we're going with this year. We got to take it one game at a time. And I think that's how we're going to be successful this year. With these expectations, it's not really that big of a deal. I go into every game the same way, thinking we have to win, and we got to do whatever it takes to win.
It's been a process here at East Lyme. It's been a 4 or 5 year process for us. At first, it was just learning how to win a game. And then last year it was more about preparing. And I think what we took away from last year is that we didn't necessarily prepare to the way that we needed to match our goals. And I've seen immediate dividends in our preparation, in our focus, our enthusiasm, and our leadership this year to try and make that change.
This team has been in the making for like 4 or 5 years now, since pretty much 8th grade. We've all been playing together. We built that chemistry, and this is our final go. So we just gotta give our 100%. And this year we're going step by step, and we're not overlooking one team this year. Hopefully, it goes as far as we can.
Coach Bernardi talks about the journey, the process, what it takes to win, Casey, and he feels this team has made the steps in the offseason, and they're ready to take that next step in the league and in the state this season.
Well, you know who else is ready to take the next step, Sports Doctor? The Viking over there in
he's
East
ready to
Lyme.
go.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to cross him, though. He looks pretty. Look, don't take it off. Leave the helmet on.
Viking Valley.
Notre Dame senior Connor Raines. He's no stranger to the spotlight, Sports Doctor. A 4-year starter. He's headed to play Division I basketball in Texas. Now he leads the Green Knights, looking to make this season that Connor Raines.
One of the things that stood out about Connor, even as a freshman before the season started, just the way he was around the older players. He looked like he fit in right away. The pressure didn't bother him. Big moments didn't seem to bother him. I remember the football team taking a team photo in the gym. The kids were just around, taking some shots. And, when that entire team comes in and you're shooting, kids tend to get a little nervous, And I just remember Connor just stepping up and coming in and just knocking down a few shots, without even thinking twice, And I said to myself, this is a kid who's going to rise to moments. He's not afraid of them.
To be honest, I've always had that confidence. I've always known, in myself, that if you just set your mind to something and you just want to do it, no one could get in your way. If you just keep pushing through, if I want to run through a brick wall, I'm going to run through a brick wall. If I'm going to go through this defender, I'm going to go through this defender. If I'm more confident than the other person, I'm more able to do what I want at that certain time.
I think it says a lot about our program and where it is and the opportunity for kids to be seen and gain that exposure. For Connor to be seen by a school in the WAC conference, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
I want to get out of Connecticut. I mean, I've grown up for 8 years in Texas, and then the rest of my life I've been in Connecticut, and I've always wanted to go back home to play basketball. And when this school offered me, it was just the perfect fit, and it felt like this was my time to move off from Connecticut and get back home.
What kind of player is he going to be? He could be anything. He could play the 2, he could play the 3, he could play a stretch 4, even the 1 in the college level if need be. And that's what makes him so valuable. One thing that a lot of people underrate about Connor is how athletic he is. I'm probably pretty confident there's not a lot of guys who could jump up and hit a higher point on the backboard than him. He's gotten up and touched 12 feet before. So he's very athletic, and so that translates to the college game. When you're 6'6" and you can shoot the 3, I think that he's going to be very successful because of those things.
You had a chance to speak with Connor Raines before the game, Casey, and one thing that stood out is his passion and his love for basketball. He just loves playing this game. He can't believe that 4 years has gone by this fast. He is ready for the senior season and expects big things out of himself and his teammates.
Yeah, look, watching him in the warm-ups, effortless in both the jump shot and taking to the basket. He was putting on a show, dunking the basketball before the game. Well, we are excited. A lot to look forward to. It's the East Lyme Vikings and the Green Knights of Notre Dame. Join us on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
It's always stayed with me, right on through all the different ranks that I held in the police department.
There are about 1,000 unsolved murders in Connecticut.
And our department really wanted to solve this.
Case Unsolved, a new podcast from the newsroom at The Day, tells the stories of unsolved murders in Connecticut and the family, friends, and law enforcement left without resolution. Listen at caseunsolvedpodcast.com or your favorite podcast app.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
As the cold of winter approaches, we turn our attention to the hardwood. The squeaking of sneakers heralds the echoes of whistles and cheers. For the East Lyme Vikings and their resplendent coach Jeff Bernardi, a changing ECC landscape sees them as a favorite, a veteran team with star power. Dev Ostrowski and Luke Leonard, Batman and Robin, lead an experienced team with championships on their minds. Viking Valley will be loud and proud and ready to rock. But a strange invader lurks before them. Notre Dame of West Haven, the Green Knights have size, athleticism, and a dynamic coach in Jason Shea. Led by 6'6" Connor Raines, the Knights also have championships on their mind. And a win over the ECC's finest will jumpstart them on their difficult conference schedule. It's an ECC-SCC showdown, a crossover clash to start the long and winding road to Mohegan Sun. Will the Green Knights overcome Batman, or will the home Vikings set sail on a glorious season? Find out next on Game Day, live on theday.com. Welcome back to East Lyme High School. Casey O'Neill and the sports Dr. Keith O'Brien, and we are getting ready for an ECC-SCC showdown between the East Lyme Vikings and the Notre Dame-West Haven Green Knights. Sports Dr. Viking Valley, full crowd here. Green Knights traveling down in the visiting green and gold, and you know I have a thing about green and gold, so.
Yes, you do. And rightfully so. This is a huge game, Casey, for both these teams. They both have big dreams in their leagues and across the state trying to get to that mad dash of the Mohegan Sun. Both of these coaches know what they have in their opponent, so it's a big-time ball game tonight. I'm ready to roll.
And let's talk for a second about the coaches, because both coaches very confident in what they're doing. Jason Shea at Notre Dame, Jeff Bernardi here at East Lyme, and they both of them spoke. You know, they both think there's good things on the horizon for this team, their teams this year.
No coach is short of confidence for their team, respectively, and rightfully so. They know what they have, and you know what? Again, these are kids, but if put in the right positions, I think both these teams can be very successful. Casey, you talk about the pedigree with Coach Jason Shea. You know, he's played at Con. He played under Glenn Miller at Con. And Jeff Bernardi has slowly but surely built this program now to where he thinks it should be in order for them to make a run.
Well, ECC championship last year eluded East Lyme. Of course, Waterford, East Lyme believes it's their time to step into Waterford's shoes. Notre Dame, very successful year. They're looking to get into the next echelon and become a part of that. Let's talk a little bit about the keys to today's game.
Sure thing, Casey. For East Lyme, the sports doctor's keys to the game. How about fast start? The Vikings are at home. Ride the emotion of the crowd and make the Knights play from behind early. No cheapies. Big men Peters and Horner must stay on the foul trouble and stay on the floor and run the show. Senior point guard Luke Leonard will need to dictate the pace and tempo to help lead the Vikings to a victory. For Notre Dame of West Haven, supporting cast, other than Connor Raines, who will step up and score points for the Green Knights. Own the boards. The Knights have a noticeable size advantage over the Vikings. They should win the battle of the boards. And DD, plain and simple, defend Dev. Notre Dame can't let Dev take this game over on the offensive end.
No, and I think of all the ones you mentioned, the key is who's going to be the other guy than Connor Raines. But the interesting thing from East Lyme's perspective, who's going to guard Connor Raines? Jeff Bernardi is a notorious man-to-man defense guy, doesn't love the zone. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Ostrowski on Raines tonight, and wouldn't that be fun?
No, it's a test match. It's, you know, both these teams will figure things out and find how they go.
Well, let's meet the teams in tonight's game.
Connor Raines, Laurel Ledge Elementary School.
Trayvon Cecil Smith, Bailey Middle School.
Jaden Kimbrough, Elm City Middle School.
Ben Carroll, Bailey Middle School.
Justin Covington, Highville Charter School.
Karad Hooks, Bailey Middle School.
Austin Ormrod, Bailey Middle School, West Haven.
Bengali Sharif, New Design Middle School.
Zach LaPook, Long River Middle School.
Robert Oliveria, Bailey Middle School.
Matt Consorti, Arleta Victory School.
Marquise McDuffie, Hampton Middle School. Eddie Zahner, Walsh Intermediate School.
Devin Ostrowski, Ninex Center.
Luke Leonard, Lily B. Haynes School.
Jacob Peters, Lily B. Haynes.
TJ Horner, Ninex Center.
Andrew Mengi, Lily B. Haynes Elementary.
Nate Diaz, Lily B. Haynes.
Matt Palakis, Lily B. Elementary.
Joey Grubb, Ninex Center School.
Alec Elmer, Lily B. Haynes.
It's the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. You want to hear from local coaches, athletes, and personalities? Well, how about giving my weekly podcast a listen? I mean, do you have a kid in mind, though, John, who would take the last shot down by 2 with, say, 6 seconds left?
God almighty. I mean,
I gave you a look at sports from a fan's perspective as well. Do you have a problem with him pulling up from about 35 feet, from the basket, Coach?
We have had talks about this.
The sports doctor here on theday.com.
Tonight's game is being whipped.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe.
Well, Viking Valley is ready to rock and roll, my friend. This is game 1 of our season. High school basketball underway on Thursday night. We're ready to roll. I'm ready. You ready?
I am ready. This is what we've been waiting for. The season is now upon us, and that means that it's all for real. The scrimmages are over, and the real thing starts now. We see Notre Dame on the floor, and the thing that impresses you right away about Notre Dame is just the size. They are a big team. They can throw 6'5", 6'5", 6'6" at you with no problems.
Well, I love this game. I love this game tonight. I love the fact that the ECC is a defending state champion this year in Waterford, and I love the fact that these schools are getting out and playing each other. Some real good competition this year in the league and across the state.
Carroll jumps and wins it for Notre Dame, and we see East Lyme coming right out in that man-to-man, Sports Doctor.
Yeah, a little man-to-man. There's the matchup you wanted to see, Ostrowski against Raines.
A quick little jump shot short, but there's good position on the inside by Ben Carroll. He got inside of Peters, and if Peters is going to get in foul trouble early, they're in big trouble.
No cheapies. We talked about that in the open, and the nickel dimers and the reach-ins and out of position and try to make up space with your hands. That's something that Peters can't do. Let's him use that foul, banging and grinding, not making a cheapie.
Notre Dame gets it out on the wing. East Lyme stays at man-to-man. Nice kick out. Long three-pointer is up off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by Kimbrough, though.
That's a good look, though. The driving kick that time for the Knights. And there's your second foul, Casey, just like that on Jacob Peters.
And that's not going to take long for us to see Joey Grubb into the ball game. Bad start. 2 quick early fouls. Although I believe they're going to call that one. They might be calling that one on Mengi. We'll see.
Okay.
And I think they did, which is why you're going to see Grubb back to the bench. Yeah, so that foul was on Mengi.
I stand corrected.
So Jaden Kimbrough will go to the line. He'll shoot 2 for the Green Knights.
Talking about the size, you're talking, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", at times, 6'9" on the bench. A lot of big people up front for the Green Knights.
Yeah, how often do you see a kid 6'9", the size of Bengali Sharif, on the bench for a team? You don't see it much. That's the luxury that this Notre Dame team has with so much size. Back iron, no good. A nice seal off that time by Peters. And the Vikings will have their first offensive possession. Ostrowski will have Kimbrough guarding him.
TJ Horner, improved player this year.
A little quick action shot by Dev off the back iron. Notre Dame looks to run.
Talked about pace and tempo this game early. Keep an eye on it.
Setzer Smith looking for a Raines screen. Ostrowski misses. Raines, long three, no good at back iron. No one there for the rebound, though, and Notre Dame will control.
With that high ball screen by Connor Raines, Casey flashes, opens up the shoot.
Another 3 off the mark from Kimbrough. So a little cold here in the early going for Notre Dame. Ostrowski, quick 3, no good. And a strong rebound by Laputte. Laputte pushes. Little Euro step action, no good. Rebound, Mengi. Ostrowski takes it to the basket, kicks out. Leonard, 3-ball, no good. And a strong rebound by Kimbrough.
Physical play here early underneath. Got away with a walk there, did Laputte.
Smith, 3-ball, got it! Trevon Setzer Smith. Ostrowski loses the handle, ball's loose, and we're going to get a jump ball. And a very excited Notre Dame team. Coach Shea likes the enthusiasm and the effort here in the early going.
They got some sloppy play on both ends early for East Lyme, Casey. A couple nickel dimers on the defensive end, a couple of quick shots on the offensive end. No rhythm just yet for Coach Bernardi and the Vikings.
Now, Coach Bernardi has to like that he's gotten some open looks for Ostrowski. He hasn't knocked either of them down yet, though. Horner, Ostrowski, 3-ball. Got it! Dev knocking it down.
Yeah, a quick catch and shoot that time by Dev. The rise up and delivery, he can knock it down. Unlimited range for the senior.
Leonard playing good defense on Smith. Gets it to Kimbrough.
Almost got a 5-second call there on Smith. Like the closeout here by the East Lyme defenders, not giving Notre Dame any kind of space on the perimeter.
Oh, lightning first step by Kimbrough to the basket. Peters switched off him, and Kimbrough went right to the basket. Oh, nice defense by Raines, jumping out on Leonard.
TJ Horner on the block, one of those improved players this year for Coach Bernardi.
Leonard knocks down a baseline jumper. Chance of Luke.
Use the force, Luke. Rise up, knock it down.
Leonard gonna get a little ticky-tack, double touch on Setzer Smith.
That's a no call in my opinion. It's a play on. 70 feet from the rim. No harm there, son. No harm. Let it go.
Two diminutive guards. Toughness personified. D'ing each other up here in the early going.
Setzer Smith could clear out that offhand, too.
Raines, long three in Ostrowski's face. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Carroll. He swings it. Dumps inside now, Raines.
The things you notice early in this game. Hey, nice block by Peters. Long shots equal long rebounds, too.
Ostrowski crosses over with the left, drives wild out of bounds, and they're going to say it was tipped. That was Tony Nacito on the call. We got a good officiating crew tonight. Robbie Bono, Tony Nacito, and Steve Phillips, your three officials tonight. Now Ostrowski will inbound it right there as Nacito hands him the basketball. It's a good look for Tony right there. Had a up close and personal.
Yeah.
Leonard.
Oh, getting harassed out there. And that's okay. That's okay. We got one call at half court. Now we're going to give one back. A little nickel dimer there. A little reach in on Setzer Smith. His first personal.
Now, believe it or not, Notre Dame gets bigger. They pull LaPut and Setzer Smith out of the game, and Kyron Hooks and Justin Covington, 6'3", 6'4" sophomores come into the game. That's a big group out there right now. And suddenly Leonard has the 6'4" Justin Covington on him. Ostrowski knocks it down.
Oh, you like the way he rises up and releases the jump shot, Casey, at his highest point. The delivery by Dev. He is smooth on his jump shot.
Leonard now with a much bigger Covington.
That's a walk.
Yeah, going to get a walk on Kimbrough on the far side.
Yeah, nice job that time for East Lyme defending that high screen and roll. They're jumping. They're coming off that pick and jumping the guy with the ball, double teaming the ball. It was a good job that time by the Vikings.
Yeah, the 6'4" Covington's a very difficult matchup for Leonard, but at the same time, Leonard gets down into the ball dribbling area and really causes some fits. Grubb is in the game for East Lyme. He has it now, and he swings it. Ostrowski, quick trigger. Got it. Dev feeling it now.
Yeah. Seven points early going for Dev.
Now, just to be clear, Coach Shea wants floppy Kansas. Whatever that is. Is that a three ball? Weak side rebound. Nice job. Horner.
Well, there you see the TJ Horner playing football all year long, comes into basketball season in shape, hunting down the loose balls and getting everything over there on the baseline.
You see Nate Diaz into the ball game for East Lyme, the 5'8" junior guard. He can shoot it. Back into the ball game is LaPut for Notre Dame.
LaPut on Dev.
Diaz, quick trigger to Ostrowski. Dev, don't hurt him.
Catch and shoot, all in rhythm. Perfect timing coming off the screen.
Oh, nice spin in the lane by Covington, but it's knocked out of bounds. They'll stay Notre Dame ball.
Yeah, Nate Diaz that time, Casey, on the help D, kind of reach in, sneaking in there, trying to steal the pill. Says, not on my watch. Very active, Casey, is East Lyme. Off-ball defending right now. Jumping screens, getting to the loose changers, just being very active on D.
Oh, nice look inside. The layup good by Hooks. Great pass from Covington to Hooks.
6'3" sophomore. They like him.
Oh, Raines jumps it, looking for showtime. High up over Ostrowski for the basket. Connor Raines with the anticipation steal and basket.
He wanted to send that one in too, didn't he?
He did want to. Ostrowski said, nope, we're going to have to do a layup. Oh, now you see Notre Dame starting to extend into the passing lanes. And right on cue, big Bengali Sharif into the game. Bengali Sharif, 6'9". Bengali Sheriff. 6'9" is Sheriff.
He's a big kid. Takes up a lot of space out there for Coach Shea. Hey, you see Raines jumping to passing lanes. It's almost like the double team in Dev off the ball, anticipation.
Ostrowski, pull up three. Good.
Wow.
Oh my, Dev Ostrowski is on fire.
12 points in the first quarter.
Nice drive, strong layup by LaPut, but they're gonna wave it off and they're gonna give the charge. Stepping in and taking the charge, and a nice play that time by Valakas.
Well, you like the toughness at the rim by the Vikings early here. Talked about the play of their front line, a little bit undersized, but playing tough basketball right now. TJ Horner says, bring it on. They're going to need to play like that, too. They're going to have to play tough like that because this is a big, big, athletic Notre Dame team.
Ostrowski stutter steps, crosses over, pulls up in Raines' face. Oh, Dev, what do you got left? And a timeout. Jason Shea wants to talk it over. It's the Dev Ostrowski show in front of Viking Valley.
15 points, 15 out of the 17 for the Vikings. And as you were saying before we went on air, you said Dev may be falling in love just a little too much with that outside jump shot.
I got news for you. If I could shoot it like that, I'd be in love too.
Oh, there we go. This is why we love game day.
The Viking, a lot to cheer about right now as Dev Ostrowski is on fire.
Now, you talked about some of the things, in the beginning of the game leading into this, talked about getting off to a hot start on the road, and defending Dev. I mean, it was all there in the keys to the game. And right now, not off to a hot start as Notre Dame and West Haven, and they're got to find a way to try and jump the passing lanes or double Dev as soon as he catches it. But Dev is not giving them any time. He's just catching and shooting, rising up.
But they have succeeded in pushing him out farther and farther, and eventually that pays off.
It hasn't helped yet.
Sheriff, Peters back in the game. And we're going to get a walk as LaPut shuffle the feet. But as you push Dev farther and farther, he has to make a commitment. Just like a team that throws the ball has to run it once in a while to keep the other team honest, Dev has to go to the basket once in a while to keep them honest. He can't just keep getting farther and farther out shooting jump shots.
Oh, little dipsy-do there, a little mental error that time by Luke Leonard. I'd like to see that one again.
Now, Coach Bernardi wants the explanation. Doesn't. That's a bad turnover right there. That's a bad turnover. You have a chance to extend your lead. That's a bad turnover. Raines kicks it out. And speaking of bad turnovers, off the hands of Covington.
Well, and Raines has got some attention coming off the top of the circle there too. 2 and 3 defenders at him. He is not going to go unnoticed on this basketball court.
Yeah, Coach Shea wants a hand check. They're definitely physical out there. Ostrowski now rolls left, pulls up, foul line extended, up high.
Boy, do you like his ability to hang in the air and then let the ball go and deliver the goods.
And that's what I was talking about right there. That's keeping him honest. Didn't just pull up for a jump shot. Took it off the dribble. And he's guarding their best player. I mean, Dev right now is doing it all. LaPut strong to the basket. Layup is good. Zach LaPut with an answer for Notre Dame.
Second leading scorer on his team last year, averaging just over 11 points, is the 6'4" junior.
Ostrowski to Leonard on a little weave. Leonard, nice look to Peters for the layup.
Little backdoor cut that time by Jacob Peters. The easy two.
There's a little reach in on Ostrowski that time as Raines was jockeying for position.
Right now with 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter, East Lyme is I'm going to say they're the more physical team right now in this ball game. You even saw that there on the foul on Dev on the perimeter. He was bodying up Connor Raines, trying to push him off his mark a little bit, trying to make him feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, Coach Bernardi is going to slide Mengi back in the game and give Ostrowski the last minute of the quarter off to try to conserve that energy for later. Notre Dame now Raines, different guy. Now he's got Mengi on him, much smaller. Dumps it in to Carroll. Carroll spins. Baseline jump shot, no good.
That's good D by Peters. Yeah, good D by Peters that time holding his ground.
Leonard loses it from behind. Ball's on the floor. Possession arrow will favor Notre Dame.
A wasted trip that time by East Lyme. Things you want to avoid: wasted trips, turnovers.
So now Velakis is going to go in the game, and Kent Place is going to go in. So Peters, Ostrowski, and Leonard are going to take the last 26 seconds off. I think with a 9-point lead, that's a really good idea by Coach Bernardi. Conserve the energy. They're not as deep as Notre Dame.
Right, and no foul trouble. Keep them out of that second foul situation.
Long three, straight away. Good! Zach Laputte. Laputtes it in for three.
Deep delivery that time for the junior. Good-looking ball player.
Diaz, steal by Raines, under 3 seconds. Raines drives, basket is good, and the foul! Connor Raines with an answer for Notre Dame.
Yeah, coast to coast in 3.5 seconds for the senior. And he was sniffing the rim as soon as he crossed half court, Casey. And the ability to finish, take the hit and finish at the rim.
With 0.7 seconds, a chance to cut it from a 9-point deficit all the way down to as low as 3.
Couple of turnovers for East Lyme and a couple of wasted trips. Find themselves only up by 3, Casey, as they go into the second quarter.
At the buzzer, Diaz, no good. We're at the end of one, and it's exciting. 21-18 East Lyme. Second quarter action on the other side. You're watching Game Day Live on day.com.
I would say my favorite memory from childhood basketball is playing with Coach Jamie Gaeta. He's been a great father figure and leader for me, and he's taught me a lot through the years.
Definitely playing neighborhood basketball with my neighbors. That was my best competition for the longest time. So, my favorite memory was probably me and my younger brother playing basketball in our front yard.
Out in the driveway, lowering the hoop with my friends, going out and just dunking on each other. That was always fun.
We are back. East Lyme with a 21-18 lead over Notre Dame of West Haven in what was a very exciting first quarter. Speaking of exciting, Sports Doctor, you had a chance there to see a new feature that we're running this year on Game Day. We're going to meet the players a little bit. We got to see that in the Alt Game Day team, some of the interesting aspects of the backgrounds of our players, and now throughout the course of the year, we'll find out a little bit more about them.
We spend so much time during the basketball season with some of these kids, and that's the beautiful thing about Game Day, Casey's. We get to know them a little bit. We get to know about their families, the ins and outs, and what they like. And there's a group of kids we're going to get to know a little bit this year, too. The Viking Valley over there.
Well, don't forget out there, we did put a challenge out to all the student sections of the teams that we are visiting this year. If you have the best student section, Sports Doctor and I will bring you pizzas. Oh, beautiful cut. Leonard finds Mengi, and the Vikings on a set play score.
The NFA kids are already saying, bring the pizzas to Norwich. They're already putting it out there, the NFA student section.
That's true, but the Vikings gave us Viking hats, so we're going to have to find out what the next school is going to do for us. We're going to find out, but we will show up with pizzas. I really liked the energy of East Lyme defensively and the way Ostrowski is defending Raines.
He's quick. Dev is quick. Physical, too.
There's a steal. But Raines gets there first, loses it out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball.
The best way to put it, Casey, too, is Dev is just harassing Connor Raines. He's, pushing him further out. You talk about taking away the space, knocking him off his mark a little bit.
Well, we are early in the second quarter, and East Lyme has already played 9 different players. Almost the entire roster has gotten on the floor so far in an effort to keep people fresh.
See the switch? You got Laputte now and Dev.
Oh, nice look. Leonard found himself under the basket, though, couldn't finish.
He had Grubb on the weak side there for a little lay, and he just had to give it to him.
Kimbrough has has Horner on him. Nice screen. Kimbrough pulls up from the foul line, no good. Rebound Leonard, and he'll push.
5 guys on the boards that time for Coach Bernardi.
Ostrowski, pump fakes, drives in traffic, loses the ball. Raines comes on with numbers. Raines drives. Lays it in, misses it, and the smallest guy on the floor, Leonard and Mengi, pull it down for East Lyme. Oh, and Leonard started to run without the ball, turns it over.
Yeah, 4 out of their last 5 possessions, East Lyme has turned the basketball over. If you go back to the end of the first quarter, Casey, those wasted trips, the turnovers, cheap fouls. I mean, that's the difference between up 5 and up 10.
It's a good point. And
drives the coaches nuts. I'm sorry. Drives the coaches nuts when you have the ball and you don't even get a look. You don't even get a shot.
And it's a good point because these were not turnovers. These were not forced turnovers. These were turnovers done of their own doing. Nice drive to the basket. Layup, no good. Rebound underneath. Put back, no good. And we're going to get a foul on LaPut.
2 point-blank misses there by the Green Knights. LaPut couldn't finish off the offensive rebound. And then the nickel dimer on the baseline. Boy, East Lyme has brought their lunch pails tonight. They are attacking the glass. Casey, 5 guys. Doesn't matter if you're the smallest guy on the floor or the biggest. I think guys like Mengi and Leonard rebounding is added bonus, added dividend.
Ostrowski, long 3, no good. Rebound underneath, put back. That was Horner, and he got away with a shove.
Jason Shea would agree with you. Head coach for Notre Dame, a little hot over on the sidelines over there.
All right, I got one of my all-time favorite texts. Listen to this one. I am a Dev Ostrowski fan right now. I'm watching from New Hampshire. One of the most insane first quarters I've ever seen, Mikey Bassetto.
Hello, Mikey.
He said, I'm a Dev fan. Oh, Raines strong to the basket, and it doesn't go down. How did that not go down? Up ahead, 2-on-1. Ostrowski. Layup was missed by Grubb. Long 3 for Leonard. First of all, if he's going to shoot it that high, he's going to put it into the rafters.
Rainbow. That was a rainbow 3.
What's on the other? What's over the top of a rainbow? That thing was higher than I. That brought everything down with it.
Higher than a Robert Parrish free throw?
One thing I will say is Dev's going to be exhausted by the end of this thing. He cannot possibly defend Raines and take all the pressure. Someone else is going to have to start scoring, which is why Grubb's got to knock down that layup. LaPut drives, and he walks first.
I thought LaPut kind of walked by the three-point line to actually get himself into the lane. It was a double walk, if that's just a thing.
Carroll is going to come in and replace Raines, and Peters is going to come in and replace Grubb.
Well, you like that you said, you know, just about everybody from that East Lyme lineup has seen action on the floor, and they've been productive.
And 9 out of their 10 players have seen action. Got to try to find a way to keep people fresh. Mengi. Up top, Leonard. Ostrowski, long 3. Good! Dev, hit the rim one time, will ya?
Fourth three-pointer of the night. He's got 20 right now, unofficially.
Covington gives it to up. Little shimmy shake by Kimbrough. Ostrowski's on Kimbrough. Baseline drive, pull up. That's nicely done by Justin Covington.
6'4" sophomore, first bucket of the night.
Leonard amongst the trees. High floater is good.
Well, that's what you talked about. The step in, keep the team honest over there. That's Luke Leonard.
Oh, nice run into the floor. Ben Carroll follows up the LaPut miss. There's that little weave again. Back to Ostrowski. Long 3 is short. Ball loose on the ground. LaPut picks it up. He loses it. Leonard reverse layup for 2. Letting him play.
Scrapping and hustling and grinding is Luke Leonard. 6 points for the senior.
In the corner now, baseline drive. Oh, Ostrowski had the steal, but was on the line.
We'll call a block.
Yeah, they're gonna get TJ Horner. And Raines will check back into the ball game quickly. They're replacing Hooks. And now Nate Diaz will check back in the game, replacing Mengi.
Well, I will say this, Casey, from last year to this year, the difference in the toughness of this Viking team is night and day.
Well, you got to think the battles last year, the Waterford battles, the Ledyard battles. I mean, that Ledyard team was very good last year, and those games were fantastic. The Waterford New London battle, and then into the postseason, that toughened them. toughened their mettle. Raines, we're going to get a charge. Peters stood his ground, and Raines a little out of control that time.
No man's land, I thought, that time for Connor Raines. He didn't know if he was going to do a little finger roll or dish it. I mean, just rise up, son, and bury that little 8-footer. I know you got it in you. You know, don't be concisive with what you want to do. Good stop there for that tough mid-range jumper. The tough two, as Mike DeMauro would say.
Diaz. Ostrowski off a screen, and nice job defending by Kimbrough. Bad cut right that time, and errant pass up ahead. Raines drives on Ostrowski, and both teams sloppy.
Yeah, we talked about the turnovers and the unforced errors by East Lyme. There you see, Notre Dame giving it right back. Now you see first time I look at a little bit of pressure here by the Green Knights case. They got a little 2-2-1.
Yep, little 2-2-1. There's a lot of size out there.
It's not the guy you want with the ball either, Horner.
No, they got it pretty soon. Oh, nice job getting it into Leonard. Leonard pulls up. No good. Rebound, and East Lyme struggled to get that ball over. Oh, nice job on the hands that time, but reaching into the passing lane. East Lyme, that was good because the lob was there. And they're going to go right back to this 2-2-1.
Got to figure out a way to attack this pressure. Get a guy in the middle of the floor. You got Peters there. Use him a little bit.
6'3", 6'4", 6'6", 6'5". That's who's on the floor right now for Notre Dame. That's why that 2-2-1 must
on a wingspan.
Oh, must feel like there's no space on the floor at all.
Feels like a 4-4-1.
Why are they playing with 9 guys? And a little reach-in foul on Kimbrough. But they have definitely turned up the intensity on Ostrowski. And, we mentioned Mikey Bassetto texting in. Last year, Mikey got the treatment where teams just got so physical with him.
Yep.
I would not be surprised to see that become the treatment for Dev Ostrowski this year.
Might
where
have
the word
to.
is you got to just body him, beat him up. There's a
double
nice
team
look.
that time.
Mengi can't knock it down. The Vikings had an open look but couldn't do it. All the way to the basket. Kimbrough high off the glass.
The delivery by Jaden Kimbrough.
Oh, Raines.
Get that out of here. Big block on the little guy. Is that fair?
That's giving up 1.5 feet, it feels like, for Luke Leonard, but they'll stay East Lyme basketball. I think it's a little frustration block by Raines that time, too. Ostrowski, quick pull-up, catch. No good, missed badly. And Carroll pulls down the rebound. Setzer Smith now back in the ball game.
Important juncture here with 2 minutes to go heading into the locker room, Casey. Important juncture for both teams. East Lyme's worked hard for this lead. And Notre Dame wants to find themselves, maybe down a possession if not tied.
Kimbrough did a nice job taking it to the basket and draws the foul that time. By the way, game day favorite Kevin Johnson, he's out there watching us right now at home. He said he wants a shout-out. Well, there you go, KJ. There's your shout-out. Even called you a game day favorite. Of course, one of the great moments in game day history at the hands of Kevin Johnson in the long range buzzer beater.
They're going to talk about the little inbounds play to, that was Colin Shannon.
Yes.
Good for you, Waterford.
Good, Colin Shannon that was the buzzer
the
beater.
NFA.
Yeah, buzzer beater. Stunned NFA. So Kimbrough will be at the line shooting 1-and-1. Now, speaking of important trips, these front end of 1-and-1s become very important. And right on cue, he gets his own miss, goes up and draws a foul. You got to make the 1-and-1s, but if you're going to miss, that's the way to do it.
Kimbrough's 1 out of 3 from the line tonight, Casey. 5 points. And good. Kind of cleaned up his own mess a little bit, got the rebound, and he's going to get rewarded with 2 this time and not a 1-on-1. Jaden Kimbrough, 6'3", senior guard, 5 points. Coach Shea talked about him before the game. He's one of those kids that we're going to have produce, play a lot of minutes, do a lot of different things for us out there.
Diaz back into the ball game for Mengi. 1:54 remaining here in the first half. 7-point lead, and you're right, these possessions become, do you want to go in halftime down double digits, or do you want to go into halftime down a bucket?
Yeah, big juncture right here.
1 of 2 for Kimbrough.
talked about momentum being a fickle thing in high school sports. Right now, who can capture that momentum heading into the locker room? Be key.
Oh, Ostrowski, strong baseline, hangs in the air but misses the bunny. Numbers the other way. Raines leaps, and he misses the dunk. The other way, Ostrowski to Leonard. Layup is good.
4-point swing right there for the Vikings. Missed the layup and then beat down near the other end of the floor. Leonard with 8 points.
Carroll, sweet J from the baseline from Ben Carroll. I'll tell you what, they got 3 6'4" sophomores that can play.
He's 6'5" in the books, Casey. He is a big one, that's for sure.
Leonard underneath the Peters, blocked from behind by Carroll. Smith underneath Kimbrough, spins, reverse layup is good. And a timeout, East Lyme, as back-to-back buckets by the Green Knights have drawn them to within 5.
And they've beaten East Lyme down the floor both times. You saw the missed layup on one end by Peters, and then a quick transition by the Green Knights, Casey, and they're right back in this game. We talked about the last 2 minutes. You want to be down 9, or you want down a bucket heading into the locker room?
I will be interested to see if Coach Bernardi takes some of the air out of the ball here with 53 seconds remaining to guarantee, going into halftime with a lead. Right now, it looks like the energy of Notre Dame is on the upswing.
Yeah.
Dev is no longer unconscious out there. He's human all of a sudden. Batman has come. He was playing like Superman for a while, but now he's back to earth.
Good thing he's got Robin out there who's got 8 points and has got himself going to the rim. You're right. Dev has kind of cooled off a little bit. And this next 53 seconds, Casey, an important juncture for this game for both these teams. Hey, listen, Notre Dame is going on a little 4-0 run. They were down by 9, they're down by 5. And like you said, a little momentum, a little energy, a little boost, a turnover, a two-pointer at the rim, and you're right back in the mix.
All right, now we got a little 2-2-1 again. East Lyme definitely uncomfortable in it.
Look at
There's
the trap.
And Ostrowski just got past Covington, but that's the trap spot, and you got to know not to put it there.
Well, and the other thing, too, is if you're going to trap there, you're going to have to – Kimbrough's going to have to come over there and grab that end line, too, because as soon as Dev catches that ball, he's not waiting for the trap. He's busting a move to the rim. His first trip to the line tonight.
Yeah, you're talking, sixth grade basketball knows not to go into the trap zones.
Right.
You got to know not to make that pass there. So first off, that was not a great idea by East Lyme to put the ball there, even to Ostrowski. But you're right. You got to use that end line as that third defender, so you have a 3-person trap by using the out of bounds.
End line, half-court line, use it all. Dev, 22 points unofficially in the first half, 2 for 2 from the line.
Extends the lead up to 7. Dangerous pass and a travel by LaPut. A dangerous pass that time, just a little bit too tall for the junior.
First game jitters here, a little rush for all these turnovers. Both teams.
Both teams, but Notre Dame, you're traveling down, unfamiliar team. You're playing in an unfamiliar gym. It's loud. There's a lot of reasons for it. And if you look at the Notre Dame roster, other than Raines, they're young. They're playing sophomores, juniors, so absolutely. Ostrowski. Guarded tightly by Kimbrough. Pulls up in his face. 3-ball. Got it!
There's your momentum heading into the locker room, my friend.
10-point lead. Covington gives it up to Kimbrough. 5 seconds. Kimbrough pulls up. 3-pointer straight away. No good. And we are at halftime. A 10-point Viking lead. Unbelievable. The sports doctor will be with East Lyme coach Jeff Bernardi, sports doctor.
Coach, the intensity of your team, you guys came out of the gate strong and you finished strong heading into the locker room.
Yeah, that's what we said. This is a blue-collar game. There's not a lot of difference between their team versus our team. These are two really high-quality teams, and it's all about the dirty work. Whoever does more dirty work is probably going to win this game.
There's some sloppy play out there on both ends. How do you clean that up in the second half?
I'm just going to rely on these guys. They've been here before. This is a senior-leading group, and I think their experience is going to be enough.
Momentum heading into the locker room. Big 3 to send you in.
Yeah, definitely. Very dependent on Dev right now. He had like 17 of our first 19. I mean, I think he's got over 20 right now. That's all fine, but they're going to make an adjustment at halftime to take him away. So guys are going to have to step up when their number's called.
All right, good luck in the second half, Jeff. All right. Casey, I think Dev's got, 25 points in the first half. They're riding his wave. Why not?
Thank you, sports doctor. Well, it's been an exciting first half. 10-point Viking lead as we are here at halftime. Stay tuned. Let's meet some more players, find out some more things about our fan favorites, and then join us on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
My favorite memory growing up playing basketball was winning the 8th grade Mashantucket League basketball tournament. It was a great team accomplishment.
It was our first, the group we have now, it was our first championship together.
Just the feeling of winning and, just everything started to come together from there, and we saw the potential.
My favorite memory is probably winning the Mashantucket League. I think one of the other players said that, but that was a great moment. I don't know, it was just a great team effort, and it was actually the first time I got to play with that group, so it was really special winning that.
39-29, Vikings on top of the Green Knights here at halftime. This is part of the ECC's crossover. A lot of difficult games out there today. One of them was Waterford with a 79-67 win over Brian McMahon, and we've got a couple of Lancers on the sidelines with the Sports Doctor. Take it away.
Well, here we are with Liam Spellman and J.J. Brennan, a couple of Waterford Lancers. Big win today over Brian McMahon. Liam, your senior year, you guys still feel that you're the champion until somebody beats you.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into the season as champs, and we're going to keep playing like that, so we're going to work hard and hopefully continue that in the season.
Now, I don't want to get too close to this guy because he's on fire. He pumped in 42 points today. J.J. Brennan, how did it feel to get back on the court defending the ECC crown and a state title today?
It felt good after a few weeks not playing basketball. It felt good.
Right. So, listen, when you're in a zone like that, what's the message from the coach? Just keep shooting it?
Yes.
He's got the hot hand. You keep rolling. Listen, the transition this year, you got to have some new players stepping up. A lot of seniors graduated last year. Have guys accepted those roles?
Oh, yeah. Me and JJ are really the only guys that have had varsity experience. So there'll be a lot of guys like Ryan O'Connell and Payne Summon are going to step up and help us win games this year.
Now, the journey last year, does it help you this year become more confident as a team? A little swag out there? You guys are the ones to beat?
Yeah, we are the ones to beat. Everyone wants to beat us.
Sports Doctor is giving you guys a little love, too. So, listen, there's a big game coming up Tuesday night against St. Bernard's. You know all about Max Lee. Yeah. You know what kind of player he is. Yeah. I mean, this is the goods. This is really fun for you guys. Talk about the game next Tuesday night.
Tuesday should be a great one. They're going to want to come in. St. B's, good team, come in and beat us. They want to stick it to us, but we're hopefully going to handle it well.
I mean, this has got to be a lot of fun, too. Oh, yeah. I mean, state championship last year. You come riding in this year. St. Bernard's last year, Division II champion. They're good. You know you're going to have to play your best ball to beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, JJ's good. He knows. You know you're going to have to shoot it. You're going to have to defend. You guys played against Max Lee before.
Yeah. He's a man of few words, but he can score the basket.
All right, what's the big difference this year between last year, the team?
Our team?
Yes.
Obviously we had Mikey last year. It's going to be hard to replace. But also Biggs, Walker Summon, and Max, we need that toughness. And hopefully the underclassmen are going to bring that this year. And hopefully we can win another ECC and another state championship.
Been a lot of talk about East Lyme. Dev put on the show in the first half.
It's a great player. I've been playing with him since I was, 10.
You're going to college next year. You're going to be playing ball at Ithaca.
Yep.
You know, rumor has it, it's right down the road from this little town called Saratoga.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll see. Guys, good luck. Great win today. The league is represented very well with Waterford going across the state. We'll see you guys on Tuesday night.
Thank you.
Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Well, Liam's father's no stranger to Saratoga. I think that's going to be a strategic parents' weekend trip for him. Well, we're looking forward to the second half, 10-point East Lyme leader halftime. But before we look forward, let's take a look back and flashback to the fall season, a little soccer action here on Game Day.
My son played for Wally for 4 years. Started at the freshman level, JV, and then varsity. And I've had all three of Wally's daughters. They've all played varsity for me.
I've had 3 kids go through the girls program here at East Lyme. And she's had her son play for me, graduated a couple years ago. So the experience is great both ways, and we're good friends, but we've also had the parent opportunity, too, to see the program in that light.
It's pretty special in the fact that we both respect each other as coaches, as people, as parents, as moms, as dads, and we understand the game of soccer, and it's really neat because we'll throw things off of each other and we'll say, hey, what do you think about this? Or he'll be at my game and he'll say, oh, what about this? And I'll be at his game. And so it's pretty cool that we can kind of bounce things off of each other. It makes it a neat relationship.
Up on your toes. I see people flat-footed.
Both coaches have had their kids play on the other coach's team, so I think that just brings us together as a community. And obviously in school we're all close friends and we go support each other at each other's games.
We usually share the field with them when we're on the turf, And then we do a lot of doubleheaders like Waterford and Old Lyme, and they're always there to support us, and we're always there to support them.
They're really loud and they're really positive towards us, and they're always yelling and cheering us on.
We get a little rowdy up there, the girls, and it's kind of generic cheers. We personalize the cheers a lot.
They're very loud, very vocal. They always sit right in the same spot every game, cheering, yelling. I like it.
It's all positive. They're definitely a lot more vocal than we are in the stands, but they're very positive, and so are we.
Definitely, they're very supportive, always cheering us on. In school, we always dress up. We know when the big games are, and everyone just comes together. It's a good day.
We do fun things. We'll have like a pasta party together, and it's neat to see, you know, the two programs coming together like that.
We want to, highlight both programs, and the community really supports us. And when we can do the double headers, it creates a great atmosphere at our home slate.
A happy Viking faithful here at halftime at East Lyme, a 39-29 lead over the Green Knights of West Haven. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. And in a quick nutshell, sports doctor, what'd you see there in the first half?
I saw a lot of energy from East Lyme, and I saw a lot of toughness too. I mean, you talked about the size disadvantage they have, especially up front, but it didn't really seem to bother them, not on the baseline or by the rim. And they handled themselves very well on both ends on the glass, Casey. And, they found a way to get to the rim. Some of the smallest guys on the floor, like, Leonard and Mengi, found themselves at the cup.
Yeah, well, they have talent for getting to the rim.
Yeah.
Not quite a hidden talent, but you want hidden talents? We've got them for you. Let's meet some more of our players and see the hidden talents that they have.
My hidden talent would be I can put my arm over my head and touch my other ear on the side. That's a cool thing. Am I doing it? All right. Like this and touch it like that. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. I'd say my elbows. I have the boniest elbows in the world, so everyone always makes fun of them. I guess that's my hidden talent.
I don't know if it would qualify as a talent, but I cannot smell. So that, when it comes to it, it's kind of comes in handy sometimes. Definitely in the locker room. No sense of smell whatsoever. No.
Joey Grubb has no sense of smell. Well, that's funny. Mike DeMoro has no sense of humor. So that's okay. Hidden talents all around. We're at halftime, 39-29 here at East Lyme High School. And the Dev Ostrowski show in the first half highlights our first half here. Luke Leonard, Robin to Ostrowski's Batman, had a big first half as well. Let's talk a little bit about the out-of-town scoreboard and what happened today with the ECC crossovers. The ECC teams have made a concerted effort to play big-time schedules. We mentioned Waterford, 79-67 over Brian McMahon, J.J. Brennan with 42, and the Swiss Army knife, Liam Spellman with a triple-double, 15, 14, and 10. St. Bernard, after a big win over Putnam, went on to Prince Tech and lost by 13, 68-55. We'll have them Tuesday at Waterford High School. NFA, the underrated backcourt of Miles Jackson and Nick Hay combined for 41 points as they beat Xavier 2 points in overtime. Maybe that's why Mike tomorrow doesn't have a sense of humor. Those Xavier schools losing always breaks his heart. And finally, Ledyard, who some people say have the toughest of all the schedules in the ECC, lost at Newtown. 20 seconds remaining here in the first half, halftime before we head onto the floor for the second half action here at East Lyme. You see Notre Dame of West Haven. The Green Knights down 10, sports doctor. What do they have to do? What's the message from Coach Jason Shea going into the second half?
Defend Dev. That's first and foremost. Know where he is at all times on the floor. Maybe double team. Maybe doing a little face guarding. Try to get the ball out of his hands. And I would say, Casey, to have him make a decision very quickly, but he does. He does not waste any time with the basketball. He catches and shoots. You saw him in a trap situation, take the ball to the hole. Secondly, I'm going to find a way to get a little tougher up front. Be a little more physical on the glass, get some second chance opportunities from Coach Shea and the Green Knights. From Coach Bernardi, keep doing what I'm doing. 9 guys on the floor, everybody contributing, stay out of foul trouble, and find a way to finish this game.
Yeah, well, Coach Bernardi said it straight up. He is expecting an adjustment from Notre Dame to help slow down Dev. We'll see what that is. On the other side of things, I think Notre Dame's got to get Connor Raines more involved. He was very, very quiet. Dev really took him out of his comfort zone in the first half. There's a drive and a dish underneath, but a foul on the floor. And no, they're going to get a turnover. Laputte that time.
Well, carry. I think he called the carry on that. Coach Shea wants an explanation. I don't blame him. I think it was a carry called.
I'll be curious to see if Notre Dame goes back to any of that 2-2-1. They seem to really give East Lyme some problems. 3 ball from Mengi is no good.
And a turnover right in your lap, partner, huh? You ready for that?
Sports Doctor, you got to get out there and make that play.
Man, that
we almost
ball was right here.
We almost lost the water bottles. You got to get out there quicker, you know.
Oh, you're the one that was on the floor today.
Tony Nacito called a travel on you before you even got out of the chair.
I got hands, you know. Hands of stone.
I have two hands too. hands
of stone.
Manos de Piedras.
What is that?
Roberto Duran.
Oh,
hands
it's
of stone.
Hands of stone. No mas.
A nice hands that time, but Leonard retains, gives it to Ostrowski. Ostrowski back to Leonard. Much better defensive on the exterior right now. There's a 3 inside. Mengi misses, and a nice rebound. We're going to get a hold, it looks like, on Peters.
Notre Dame of West Haven has switched to his zone here to come out the second half, too. Looks like a 2-3, bit of a matchup. That'll be Peters' second foul or his third?
That'll be... And we got an injury on the floor as Trevon Setzer-Smith got whacked in the face right now, so he's going to come out of the game, and Covington is going to go back into the game for him as Setzer-Smith got banged right in the cheek. You know, normally 2-3 zone wouldn't make a lot of sense against a team that can shoot the ball as well as East Lyme, but the size that Notre Dame has, the wingspan, they can get out and defend. We talked about Ledyard last year playing zone because of that same wingspan, and I think that's what's giving them. Yeah, that's what's giving them some success. I think that's a good move by Coach Shea. Raines pulls in just inside the 3-point line and misses the jump shot. Leonard pushes for East Lyme. Ostrowski, long 3, good.
Boy, he has not missed a beat since halftime, Casey. Man, the rise up in the delivery.
We're going to get a reach-in foul block that time. It's either going to be on Leonard, they're going to get it on Horner.
5 3-pointers on the night for Dev.
That's a 3rd foul on Horner, so you're going to see Joey Grubb, who has no sense of smell. you weren't here at halftime. I said Mike Demoro has no sense of humor. I said, so that's
Mike would beg to differ on that. Mike's a pretty sharp guy. He's witty. He's funny. You don't think so?
I think Mike's the best writer in all of Southeastern Connecticut. Swinging the ball now, Covington. Up top to Raines. Ostrowski really giving him problems. Now a nice kick out by Raines. 3 ball, no good. And Ostrowski with the rebound.
Good look that time, though, for Notre Dame. They had the shot they wanted. Just couldn't knock it down on the outside. Was Kimbrough.
Leonard drives to the basket. Layup is good with a left hand.
Olay on defense that time for Notre Dame. He just walked to the rim. Luke Leonard in double figures now with 10. Batman and Robin show.
Covington kicks it out. LaPut back to Covington. Drives on Leonard. Basket is no good, but he draws the foul. And I like that a lot. Justin Covington is 6'4". All right, Luke Leonard is 5'8". Quick math tells me that that's an 8-inch height differential.
Yeah. Yeah, take him to the rim. Get on the block. Use your size to your advantage. A quick step, and next thing you know, he's in the lane. He's at himself at the line for 2. Kimbrough is, Casey, 2 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
That was good. That's Covington at the line.
My mistake.
He is not.
He's 1 for 1 from the line.
There you go. That makes a lot more sense.
Better, yeah. 6'4", Justin Covington. Knocks them both down.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'll be surprised if they don't go back to some ball pressure here soon. They're in a special defense. You nailed it. I think they're in a box and one
now.
They're in a box and one with Kimbrough on Ostrowski. They did see. This team did see that last year, however.
Grubb's got to go get it. Grubb's got to go get it. He's a role player out there. He's got to go get it when Luke gets in trouble.
Ostrowski. This is pull up 3, in and out, no good. So quick on the release and a bad foul by Peters.
A frustration foul that time by Peters. That's a cheapie.
That's a bad reach foul though. You gotta get that. You gotta get down the floor. East Lyme saw box and one a lot last year, but J.R. Gannenberger was the X factor on that one, knocking down some threes. They got to find a way to get somebody else involved. I like what Coach Shea is doing. Different defenses, throwing a bunch of different things, trying to find something that can stick. with East Lyme, because you know Coach Bernardi's a very good X and O's guy. I like the battle going on between the coaches right now.
The chess match.
Yeah. Up top, Carroll. Big left-hander.
A little quiet right now in the gym. Not a lot of energy in it. A little bit of a tough juncture in the game.
Oh, nice pull-up that time by Laput, but he couldn't knock it down. Ahead, Ostrowski. High arcer, throws it up, no good. But he was fouled by Raines, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, there you see Dev taking matters into his own hands, Casey. The little drive, the ability, the commitment to get to the rim. He'll be going down to Miami-Dade at junior college next year. Our good friend Chris Vincent down there.
A lot of history at Miami-Dade.
Yeah.
In baseball, basketball.
A lot of history there, too, with Jason Shea, the head coach for Notre Dame. Again, played at Con, was a member of that Final Four team. Played for Glenn Miller.
Dwayne Stallings.
Yeah. Bill Bassett.
Yeah. And I have some dirt because he's went to high school with a coworker of mine, Jason Criscio, over at West Haven. Knew him back when he was a kid. So I got to ask him. I had found out what's the real deal. Says he's a good guy. I said, well, that's no fun at all. Nice spin move is good by Covington. Covington is looking to score here in the second half for Notre Dame.
You can hang in the air, too.
Leonard has Laput on him and swings it. And a bad pass that time. Horner not communicating with Diaz, and a turnover. And Notre Dame looking to get this thing down a little closer, chip away as they trail by 12.
Yeah, if anything, this boxing one has kind of slowed down East Lyme a little bit. Kind of taking them out of their element. They've become very passive on the offensive end.
And I like what Covington's doing on the offensive end as well. I like what Notre Dame is doing right now. They got Leonard and Diaz on the floor, and they're trying to exploit both of them with their size. They went right into Laput, who's got the size advantage. Covington has taken Leonard to the basket a couple of times. So the message is clear. Take advantage of the size differential.
Kimbrough at 6'3", Covington at 6'4".
Kimbrough slices. Basket is good.
Well, there you go. What you're seeing right now is they're spreading the floor, and they're driving and kicking down to the block. That time you saw, Connor Raines almost like a decoy that time. When the defense jumped out of Casey, he found a guy on the backside. And a good finish that time by Jaden Kimbrough.
Lead is down to 10. And Kimbrough with an opportunity to cut it into it, make it single ditch for the first time in quite a while.
Kimbrough with 11 points, 3 for 6 from the line. Leading scorer for the Green Knights.
Yeah, right now Viking Valley is quiet over there. They haven't had anything to cheer about in a while. The air is out of the gym right now, Sports Doctor. It is definitely not a lot of energy. Kick out, Leonard, long 3. Side rim, no good. Diaz hustles and sends it back to Leonard.
And Dev wants a touch in the worst way.
Yeah, this is definitely giving East Lyme problems right now.
I mean, if I'm Jeff Bernardi, too, I'm going to Dev. I don't want him as a decoy in the back end of the offensive set. I want him to go get the ball and take matters into his own hands.
Well, it's tough to do against the box and one.
Find a way.
Well, that's easier said than done, Sports Doctor. Now he's been double teamed every time he touches the ball. There you go, they're gonna trap him out. Ostrowski drives, hangs in the lane, no good. Rebound strong by Raines. Pushes up ahead, tries for the touchdown pass, but a nice defensive play by Diaz. Like a cornerback that time, knocking the ball away.
Yeah, Diaz playing center field. He's played a good ball game tonight. Giving Coach Bernardi good minutes out there, the 5'8" junior guard. One of the 9 guys we've seen action for East Lyme tonight.
Nice drive, high in the air was Kimbrough. He hung in the air, and we got ourselves a 7-point game.
6-0 run right now. We have a 14-point lead, and another turnover, and East Lyme is out of sorts right now. Notre Dame of West Haven is taking the air out of the gym. A little 9-1 run here by the Green Knights, Casey, and they're right back in the mix.
And Dev Ostrowski is getting treatment I haven't seen. It's reserved for Tyson Wheeler. It's reserved for Chris Dunn. It's reserved for Mikey Pacetto. They're not only are they going box and one, but they're double teaming him. They're sending guys out to trap him when he's outside so that he can't get ahead of steam against his defender. That is royalty treatment right there. Tony Nacito is talking it over, and they're going to reverse the call. Luke Leonard, Attorney Leonard at law, made the argument, won his case. Sustained.
25 in the first half for Dev, just 4 in the second half. Talk about the defensive adjustment that you knew you were going to see out of Coach Shea.
Now they get the ball right into Ostrowski's hands. He swings it to Diaz. And that's a bad pass by Diaz. Intercepted by LaPut. And LaPut lays it in, and East Lyme right now struggling. Down to a 5-point lead. And Coach Shea likes this defense and likes this lineup. They've got to find someone else who can score the basketball.
Got the Vikings offense right now, Casey, in quicksand.
Ostrowski, baseline, quick shot, no good. Strong rebound by Raines. Looking to run, up ahead it goes. Kimbrough with the lay-in, and it's down to 3, and East Lyme needs a timeout. They've got no answers for the Green Knights right now.
A fantastic halftime adjustment, a little box-and-one action, a little double-team action on Dev. And right now, East Lyme is struggling on the offensive end. Not only is Notre Dame taking Dev out of the game, they've taken the fans out of the game, and they've taken everybody who's affiliated with East Lyme out of the game.
Yeah, it is as quiet. It's like, you could hear a pin drop right now here in the East Lyme gym. The student section hasn't had anything to cheer about in a while. And, not every team can do what Notre Dame is doing. Right? They go into a box-and-one. Not everyone can have the size and the athleticism that they have to play a box-and-one against Dev.
6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", and you talk about the wingspan too. The ability to jump the passing lanes. And again, those long wingspans, there are extra defenders out there on the floor. And if there's no movement, that's the thing too. When Dev is in a box-and-one, there's not a lot of movement right now from the 4 East Lyme players who are out there. They are actually making things easy for the Green Knights.
Yeah, and if you're going to play a box-and-one, the opposite, or I should say the reverse, is that they're pushing. As soon as every rebound, they're looking to run because they're, again, the length.
Leaking. They're leaking, yes.
The length getting to the basket is causing East Lyme problems as well. I mean, they have no answers for Kimbrough and Covington out there at the guards.
And the Notre Dame guards are finding a home on the block against the smaller East Lyme guards.
See what East Lyme comes up with a set. Double screen for Ostrowski. Back to Leonard. Swing pass, Diaz. 3-ball, short, strong rebound. Joey Grubb.
Grubb's played some good minutes here. Getting his feet wet. A little action on the varsity level. Big time now, son. 6'1", forward, junior. So a lot of run in a JV game. So he's got some warmed up legs.
Ostrowski to inbound. There's Leonard on cut back to Ostrowski. Last year we talked about how Ledgerd gave East Lyme fits with their zone. Well, right now, East Lyme struggling with the Notre Dame zone. We're going to get a walk on Leonard. And right now, no answers for East Lyme. The frustration setting in. Waterford played zone, gave him fits. Ledgerd played zone, gave him fits. Notre Dame has found something here in the second half.
They've casually got themselves back in this ball game.
Only down 3. I'd say right now, momentum entirely with them. 3-ball, no good out of the hands of Carroll. That would have set Notre Dame on fire. In the corner, Diaz, spot up 3. Back iron, no good. Strong rebound, Raines. Nice job by stopping the ball there, Ostrowski.
1 and done that time for the Vikings on the offensive end.
Covington kicks, Kimbrough, corner, 3-ball, good! And we've got ourselves a brand new ball game.
Kimbrough leading the way, the junior. I'm sorry, the senior, Casey. 15 points unofficially leading the way for the Green Knights. New ball game.
And the Notre Dame fans, and it's getting a little chippy on the floor right now between Leonard and Covington.
There you go. Maybe that little fire right there for Leonard is just what this Viking team needs. They've been flat the entire second half. A little woofing out there, son. A little motion. Fire them up. That got Viking Valley's up. They know it's a game now. 16-1 run by the Green Knights finds themselves with a new ball game with 1:04 left to go here in the third quarter. I like that little fighting fire out of Luke Leonard, though.
Well, Justin Covington stood and said to Leonard, you know what? We're here.
Yeah.
We're here. And I like that both ways. both ways. Those two teams right now, nothing wrong with a little intensity, a little competitive fire out of the two teams.
sir.
And that sets us up for a fourth quarter that should be a lot of fun, because I think Notre Dame has decided we're going to play tonight, and I think that lends itself to some action. Leonard picks up the dribble. Diaz, now back to Leonard.
Trap situation there.
Oh, there's a nice kick. Diaz, 3-ball side, he can't knock it down, but Leonard, strong rebound, underneath, no good. Horner up, and here's a foul. We're gonna get a walk prior.
I feel if somebody other than Dev can knock down a shot for the Vikings, it's really going to move them in the right direction. But it hasn't happened yet.
Well, Diaz is the guy. He's had 3 clean looks. Hasn't been able to knock it down.
Looks, yeah.
LaPut. Carroll now, the big lefty, guarded by Horner. That's a nice matchup. Coach Shea wants one shot,
yeah.
gives it back to Kimbrough. Kimbrough's got Joey Grubb on him. Nice screen from Carroll. Kimbrough to the basket, left hand, no good. But a foul is going to send him to the line to shoot 2.
Peters has spent a lot of time here in the third quarter on the bench, so I think he's getting ready to check back in.
That foul's on Grubb.
I think it's easy to say, too, Casey, Notre Dame's been the tougher team here in the third quarter.
So Hooks is at the line. Calmly knocks down the first one, and that gives Notre Dame their first lead in a long time. 1-point lead, 46-45. One more for Hooks, the sophomore. And it's 2-point lead. 10 seconds. Ostrowski has Kimbrough on his hip, and we're going to get a touch foul away from the basket. 7.7 remaining. They're going to double Ostrowski every chance they get. Diaz will inbound. Into Peters. And a nice job tipping it out of bounds was Hooks, as Peters tried to reverse it down to Leonard. 3.9 seconds remaining. Horner's going to inbound. Going to try to run screens for Ostrowski. Nothing there. Now he gets it. Throws it up to the basket. No good. And we are at the end of 3 quarters. Hard to believe, but Notre Dame has a 2-point lead. We are ready for fourth quarter action. Let's meet some more players and then come on back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Hidden talent probably would have to be playing NBA 2K on the Xbox, because I've always been pretty good at that.
I'm the best 2K player on the team. Nate Diaz ain't got nothing on me.
Pretty good at Fortnite. I get a couple dubs in there. Oh yeah, Dev, Luke, they're nothing compared to me.
My hidden talent is probably piano. I like the challenge of reading it and then learning it and then memorizing it. Just really rewarding once you finally get it. And no, I do not sing.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe.
Well, it's fourth quarter time. It's winning time, and right now East Lyme finds himself trailing 47-45, built a big halftime lead. Saw a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter, Casey, melt away to a great matchup by Coach Shea. A great adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fabulous adjustment, and right now, East Lyme's got 2 choices. Someone's got to knock down shots, or they got to find a way to get Dev a little bit of room. In the corner, Diaz. There's the guy that needs to do it. Bad pass. Rain intercepts. But he gets it behind Kimbrough, who spins. Slices to the basket. And we're going to get a foul on Diaz. I think that was actually Peters. But they're going to call it on Diaz, and that's going to send Kimbrough to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Kimbrough's played a good ball game. He's had a great second half. leading the team in scoring. I'm sorry, Casey. He's played very aggressive, and he's taken advantage of his size over some of the smaller guys who are covering him.
Well, it coincided when he was given the challenge of being the one in the box and one. So defending Ostrowski has made him the guy that gets to leak out. And so he's gotten to go to the basket repeatedly, got him into the flow of things. He and Covington have done a great job of getting to the basket off of that defense. Three-point lead by Notre Dame. And that's the biggest lead, 4 points by Notre Dame. Ostrowski drives baseline, high floater in the air, no good. Nice rebound by Carroll.
Numbers.
Up ahead to Laputte. Laputte drives, hangs in the air, and it's a 6-point Green Knight lead.
You talk about the leak out and the numbers, and 5 guys from East Lyme standing around watching a Dev miss. And you know what? Notre Dame isn't standing around watching anybody, Casey. Rebound and we're gone. 1 pass, 1 dribble, 2 points at the rim. 22-1 run.
I mean, that's unheard of for a team as good. When you got a guy that scored 25 points in the first half, and you get to go on a 22-1 run, I mean, that's remarkable. The Notre Dame fans chanting, "Talk it over." Well, Coach Bernardi has gone to quick timeout here, as he does not like the offensive sets they have gotten. Dev is, being harassed. He's not getting any open looks, and nobody else seems to be ready to knock the ball down.
They're going to have to find somebody here. Somebody other than Dev or Luke to knock a shot down. Diaz had some open looks. Horner and Peters is going to have to give them a little bit of something up front.
Well, they've extended out on Leonard as well. Coach Shea is not going to let him be either. So that means either someone else has to run the point to get Leonard free in a corner, or else someone's going to have to knock down the three.
Trap comes as soon as Dev touches the ball.
There's a split. Now Leonard drives behind the back pass. Missed by Horner. Rebound Diaz, and he kicks it back to Ostrowski. Ostrowski from the parking lot, no good. But we're going to get a foul and a push.
It's going to be on 21. It's going to be on Laputte.
Going to get Laputte pushing Horner. Ostrowski shot that one from Salem.
Coach Shea says they don't call that in our league.
There's Ostrowski. There's the double. Swing to Leonard. Leonard drives to the basket. Loses the ball. Comes back out with it. Looking for Ostrowski. Great job by Kimbrough. There's a quick trap. He gives it to Diaz. Leonard free. Pulls up. 15-footer. No good. And a strong rebound by Laputte. Out ahead to Carroll. Carroll spins. Drives to the basket, and it is good. And Notre Dame doing everything right now.
Taking advantage of their size, the numbers, and the commitment to run, Casey, and leak out after every single miscue by the Vikings.
Nice look underneath, and Peters misses the layup. Leonard with a great pass. He's favoring his calf, by the way. Looks like he's cramping a little bit in his calf. Found Peters. You got to knock down the basket,
Bunny.
son.
Well, you see a great job that time. On-ball defense by Covington.
Diaz, 3-ball. No good. Ostrowski goes up for the rebound. We're going to get a foul on the floor on Covington. And we're going to get Setzer-Smith quickly back into the ball game, replacing Covington.
Trevon Seltzer-Smith in the lineup for the Green Knights.
Trayvon, be ready. Drake it up.
Now smaller guy on Ostrowski. He goes right to the basket, hangs, floats, no good. But it's good recognition that time by Dev.
And Dev not wasting any time. Again, he's very productive with the basketball, Casey. He's going to rise up and knock down a jumper, or he's going to go to the rim. And I think you want to see a little more of that here down the stretch. You want to see Dev take it into the rim.
Well, he recognized that he had the smaller guy on him, Setzer-Smith. He hasn't been able to go to the rim when he had Covington and Hooks and Kimbrough out there on the edge. He didn't have any room at all. That time, as soon as he saw the smaller guy, off he went to the basket and breaking a long drought.
5 points here in the second half after 25 in the first.
Knocks them both down and cuts the lead to 6. Now East Lyme showing a little token pressure, a little diamond. Now they drop back into a 1-2-2.
And a quick timeout there by 30-second timeout by Coach Jason Shea. So a little different look that time by the Vikings on defense to see if they can rattle the cage of here of Notre Dame of West Haven, who's been in total control since about, 5.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, they went into a little full court pressure themselves, a little soft pressure, and I think that's a good timeout right there by Coach Shea because they're going to talk about how to break pressure, which is something that I think when you haven't seen it all game and you don't want to see a run, you don't want to turn over another basket. That's a good timeout.
Some of the things we talked about too in the beginning of the game, Casey, the size, the length, the reach advantage, it really showed up in the third quarter and it's continued thus far in the fourth quarter for Notre Dame and West Haven. You're talking about wingspans of guys with 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". You saw that with the jump into passing lanes, the double teams, the traps. They played their style of basketball, and that's why they're in a 6-point lead.
Big possession here, Notre Dame. East Lyme goes into their full court pressure, a little soft 1-2-2. Having a big man like Raines really helps. He can handle the ball, see over the top of it. He breaks the pressure, kicks, corner, 3-ball. No good. Ostrowski, and now East Lyme's got numbers. Ostrowski pulls up straight away 3. Got it! Oh, he's on the line for 2.
He wasn't giving that ball up. He was dialing that in himself.
Mengi draws the defensive assignment on Kimbrough.
And Notre Dame trying to spread the floor here, trying to find a mismatch. Drive and kick action.
Notre Dame gonna spread the floor here. Inside, Carroll. Up on top to Laput, long 3-ball, no good. Rebound Leonard, not the shot Coach Shea wants. Leonard, Ostrowski, long 3, no good. And a big strong rebound by Carroll. Laput pushes it on the floor, cutting in. And we're gonna get an offensive foul on Jaden Kimbrough as Luke Leonard stood his ground and took the charge.
Nice job by Luke Leonard staying home, toughening up his heels, buckling down, son. Take the charge, take it for the team. Turnover by Notre Dame.
I know Dev's trying to get back in the flow of things, but that's too long 3. You gotta look to get to the basket.
57 feet's too long?
Yeah, still 4.5 minutes remaining in this thing. And we're gonna see Covington check back into the ball game here at the next time out. Double team, and Ostrowski spins off of it. Zip pass underneath, kick out. Diaz badly misses the 3. Mengi, weak side, in good position.
Mengi snuck on the inside of Kimbrough that time and stole his candy from him. So take that.
There's the trap. Over the top. Nice job to Setzer Smith. In the corner, Raines for 3. Short. Leonard pushing, 3-on-2. Finds Mengi. Mengi layup is good, and we're tied at 53.
Hello, Drew Mengi. Send it in. Timeout, Notre Dame, West Haven.
And you're going to see Covington right back into the ball game here. He's going to replace Setzer Smith. They need to get that size back out there. It started on the defensive end. We are all tied at 53.
East Lyme kind of flipping the script a little bit at Notre Dame and West Haven. Couple of missed 3-pointers. We got some leak outs on our own. We got some easy opportunities at the rim. Now they're finishing. Drew Mengi, a little spark that this team needed.
Yeah, a little 1-2-2. I got, and this is not to be harsh on Nate Diaz by any stretch, but he's had about 5 or 6 open threes. Hasn't been able to knock him down yet, but because they've been able to get these things a little closer, he got Viking Valley into it
they
a
got
little
a little
more.
life over there, yeah.
Nate Diaz is going to knock down plenty of shots over the course of the year, but right now, that last one, that was tight. He missed everything because he knows he's the guy that they're giving the looks to. It's like, you're going to give somebody the shot, well, they're going to give him that shot, and he's going to knock him down, but right now, he's got to go over to 22, Drew Mengi, and say, thank you for picking me up.
A little Jimmy Chitwood action out there. I'll make it, son. Let me go.
On the other side of things, I love the timeout by Coach Shea. He's going to send Covington back in the game. He's going to get back to that big lineup with Carroll, Laput, Raines, Covington, and Kimbrough. Kimbrough will reassume the duties, and now Ostrowski can't get to the basket as easily because of the size. I like this lineup. This is the lineup that went on that 22-1 run.
Yeah, and I like the way they spread the floor, try to find the mismatch, knock down the open jumper, or get one of those guards who have the size advantage to the block.
East Lyme is back out of the pressure, back into man.
And Luke Leonard, tough on the ball defender.
Long three by Raines, no good. Mengi had the rebound. We're going to get a foul on Laporte.
Laporte is hot. Drew Mengi giving some good minutes out here for Coach Jeff Bernard in case he's going to be at the line here for a one-on-one.
One-on-one, they're going to send Diaz is actually going to go to the line.
All right.
And they want to put Horner on the line.
Coach would try to get any advantage that he can possibly get out there. Jason Shea says you got the wrong guy.
Well, Coach Shea doesn't want he doesn't want the little shooting guard at the line. He wants the big guy at the line.
He wants the football player at the line. DJ Horner.
They think it was Peters with
Horner.
Horner rather with the that was fouled. Instead, it's Diaz, and he misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Still
It's been
can't
a
knock
tough
a
night.
shot down. He just cannot find the bottom of the net.
He just needs one, right? You know, he needs
Just
that one
one.
to go down. Leonard hounding Covington. Ostrowski on Raines. Nice pass inside to Carroll on the seal-off, and that's over a match for Mengi on the weak side.
Well, that's big man basketball right there. The seal off, the drop step, and the finish from Carroll.
Guess what? He's going to be a load as a sophomore, and we're going to get a travel. Right now, Nate Diaz is in his head. He just needs something good to happen. I'll tell you right now, next year, looking ahead next year, when they bring back Covington, Hooks, but 6'5" Carroll next year is going to.
Laporte's back next year. Yeah,
they're going to be big
Cover's
again.
not bare.
But Carroll's going to be a beast next year. I love the way he handles the ball down on the block. A little back to that pressure.
Coaches, don't be careless out there.
Oh, there's a dangerous pass and a turnover. Kimbrough too high and too hard for Covington.
Coach was right in front of me and he said, don't be careless, and then the turnover right there.
Well, I think Covington would say I wasn't being careless, or Kimbrough would say I wasn't being careless, I just made a bad pass. I was being careful,
point.
I just failed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Leonard,
big possession here for the Vikes.
Leonard swings now, there's Diaz. He forgoes the three, makes a bad pass, and luckily, for the Vikings, it goes off of.
See the ready
Notre
hands?
Dame.
I was ready for that. You see
You
the
were
ready
ready for
hands?
that.
I was up. I was ready. Coach intercepted the ball a little bit there, but I was ready to rock.
And Nate Diaz right now is pressing. He just needs to calm it down.
Tight. You can see he's tight.
Yeah,
Tight as a drum.
He's pressing. He just needs something good to happen. Great job. They're doing everything they can do to stop Dev from touching the basket.
They're doubling him. They're face guarding him. They're jumping the passing lanes. They're trying to be physical with him. Trying to knock him off his mark a little bit.
Diaz will inbound. Up top it goes to Mengi. Quick swing to Leonard. Leonard, long three. High arcer is good. Luke Leonard knocks down the three, and the Vikings have the lead.
Bringing down the rain on the rainbow is Luke Leonard. I like it. Huge shot. Puts East Lyme back in front.
Looks like the sports doctor's tee shots.
That's a good point. I will not argue that.
And we're going to get a
5-second
call on Covington or a timeout.
Timeout. All right. Yeah, I've hit a few tee shots like that. Got underneath a few balls in my day, you know, but they always find the bottom of the cup eventually.
Turn the shoulder, sports doctor.
I'm going to drag. I'm going to walk the line this year. My golf game would be pretty good.
Swing faster.
How you doing? You having fun? Only game one?
I got to tell you, it's a switch going from the fall sports to the winter sports.
Yeah.
Get the rhythm of basketball again. And we're not done because we're going to be right back at it on Tuesday at Waterford, where the St. Bernard Saints and the Waterford Lancers are going to go at it on Tuesday night, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. You heard Liam Spellman say, until someone beats us, this is still our league. You know, they're the state champions, ECC champions, and they're going to go into Tuesday night expecting to win that game.
Peyton Sutton up there, they're not short of any kind of confidence, that's for sure. And I think probably they carried it from last year's leader and this year's team. And Liam Spellman is the leader of that team right now. I think he's that guy, that vocal leader, that senior. And I think he's, I think he's perfect for that role.
Absolutely. Smart kid. Plus, you want your leader, if you're going to follow someone, follow the guy that gives max effort all the time. And that's him. If he
Coach's son.
dive on the floor, yeah.
The coach's son.
Well, I did mention that the Parents' Weekend next year might be interesting. Coach said his father is no stranger to that area of the state.
That's right.
Quick dump down inside. LaPut just had a miscommunication. Carroll
wanted to hold that time on Horner.
Vikings with a 1-point lead and the ball.
Winning time now. This is winning time. 2 minutes and counting. 2:13 and change. This is where good teams find a way to close out games.
Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Vikings ball. Leonard tried to do the right-hand wraparound.
Well, I give East Lyme a lot of credit, Casey. They were down 8. They were dead in the water and found a way to scratch and claw their way back into the game without relying on number 5 too much.
You know, I don't like when you and I think the same thing. That scares me. But I was thinking exactly the same things. What a move by Ostrowski, tiptoeing on the baseline.
Big game, pushing 30 points right now is number 5. But they could have packed it in.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, that maybe they just didn't have an answer. And I'll tell you what happened. Nice look by Covington. Kimbrough will go to the line. He was fouled. What happened was Covington got his 4th foul and had to go to the bench. And when that happened, they took advantage of Setzer Smith, and they scored a few baskets. They went to the full court pressure. Now the game is resettled, but East Lyme's back in it. They've gotten rid of that 22-1 run.
Yeah, Kimbrough at the line. He's the leading scorer thus far for the Knights, Casey. A good foul that time by Drew Mengi. A tough basketball foul at the rim. Just a good play. Make him earn it. 3 out of 6 from the line tonight, unofficially.
Short arm's the first one.
3 out of 7. Foul shot. Or is that a free throw?
We're not going back there again. We're not.
That was a foul shot. That was
like,
not
listen,
a free throw. Took me the entire game, but I snuck that one in there.
Like, stop listening to the Spice Girls. That was from 1985. Let's go. Come on. Second one is up and true.
Nice free throw that time by Jaden Kimbrough.
I'm going to have to find a way to get – Peter, can I get a control of his sound?
Dump button. A little 1-2-2 here.
That's exactly what I want.
They're back into a man-to-man defense is what they are right now.
Be careful. There's a 5-second call. Turnover, Diaz, but we got a quick timeout ahead of time.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Coach Shea is hot. Coach Shea is hot.
Coach Shea thought they had the turnover. They had a little 5-second call coming. A nice job on defense, and he is hot.
Full timeout by East Lyme right when Diaz was making a bad pass and turning the ball over.
Got to readjust, sit down, calm your team down, get back in the mix, get back in the game. It happens.
Here's what I love. See the smile on his face?
Yeah.
He's hot. He's screaming at the refs. He takes a knee. They're going, Coach, calm down. He goes, listen, I'm good. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's right. I'm good.
He's
Yeah.
like, that's a show for them. That was a show for the refs, and now look at him smiling and coaching.
Under
That's
control.
a good coach.
That's it. Listen, he's a big-time coach. He was a big-time player in college. Played for, a big-time coach in Glenn Miller, and he's going to let the refs have a little business. He's going to have to work a little extra harder. He's on the road. That's just the way it goes.
Oh, the kids were worried about it. They're like, Coach, you're going to calm down. He smiled at him. He goes, guys,
I got it. I got it, guys. I got it.
He was like, guys, because Marlon Brando wasn't really in the mafia, you know. Sometimes we got to put on a little show.
A little acting right there. That's all right.
1:33 remaining here in what is a fabulous opening game here on game day. The Green Knights of Notre Dame have battled their way back in. They trail the Vikings by a basket. And we'll see what the Vikings draw up.
Look at the trap. Jump passing lanes and trap.
And a nice job by Raines jumping in, and Leonard will draw the foul. That's a good foul.
Casey, Connor Raines is almost playing center field on defense. He is kind of like playing that middle linebacker spot. He's jumping every single passing lane with his long arms. He can make plays, and he'll find himself at the line.
And that's the guy you want at the line right now, 1:24 remaining.
He's coming off his man, and like I said, he's almost like a freelance defender.
Knocks the first one down.
Both teams will be in a double bonus in the next foul situation.
Well, from what I understand, the freshman game went down to the wire. It was a buzzer beater. The JV game was a buzzer beater. Why should this be any different? They're going to get a jump ball as Leonard and Raines went to the floor off the miss. And it'll be East Lyme ball. So these three games today have all been nail-biters.
2 points in the JV game, 1 point in the freshman game, and a 1-point game here. So 3 games with a 4-point differential.
Matt, who says that Wheeler education
Hey,
didn't serve
listen.
you well?
I've had a good offseason, you know. I've had a good offseason, my friend. It only took you till a minute and a half left to bring up the fact that I went to Wheeler.
I wasn't saying. I'm not making fun of you or anything like that. But speaking of good institutions, I just want to give a shout out to my man Eddie Zahner over there, Notre Dame Green Knight senior Eddie Zahner, who is going to Wesleyan University to play baseball, which, as you all know, makes him my favorite Green Knight player. Ostrowski, pull-up, jumper, in and out, no good. Rebound, Covington. Ball loose, Mengi has it. Ostrowski gets it, drives to the basket, no good, no call. Horner rips it away. He's trapped in the corner. Gives it to Mengi. And a foul with 1:01 remaining.
Dev was hurt, too. Dev is holding his shoulder. He was down. There was a scrum. And he was looking for a little bit of relief there, looking to the referee. Things out of control that time, and a football player taking matters into his own hands in TJ Horner. Dev is shaking up, though. His shoulders bother him.
That was very physical all the way around. I think both teams can complain about that one as far as players banging into each other. That's the 5th foul on Justin Covington. The sophomore is going to have to head to the bench, and Trevon Setzer-Smith's going to get back into the ball game for Notre Dame. That's a big foul right there, as he's one of their defensive leaders.
You get a little ball handling out there in Smith, but you give up a little size, you know, in Covington.
Well, more importantly, you give up defense because Covington was their primary guy, and Mengi misses badly on the first free throw. Covington was the guy who played off the ball and was able to extend out on Leonard and not let Ostrowski get to the basket. That's a big loss right now for the Green Knights. One more from Mengi. Second one is up. No good. He misses them both.
2 big misses that time by Drew Mengi.
We're under a minute. Setzer-Smith has Leonard on him. 1-point Viking lead.
Spread the floor, high screen, and traveling. Boy, coming cold off the bench like that, you pick up your dribble in no man's land, and bad things will happen to you.
49 seconds remaining. Notre Dame's going to have to make something happen right now.
Setzer-Smith, just senior, too. He just got hung out to dry a little bit. It's tough to pick up your dribble from 40 feet from the basket.
Kimbrough goes out on Ostrowski. Now they swing. Diaz. He's doubled. At a steal. Picked off Raines. Up ahead it goes to the basket. Layup is good by Kimbrough, and a 1-point Notre Dame lead. Leonard, Ostrowski, pull up, baseline floater, no good. Rebound, Raines. Raines loses it, and a foul.
And Dev's hurting. Dev's shoulder's hurting him. He's bothered right now. Doing everything he can to will his team to a victory, Casey. 20 seconds left to go. East Lyme down by 1.
Raines will go to the line. The senior heading to play college basketball, Division I, out in Texas. These are the moments that you live for. Going to the line, up 1, shooting 2. He misses. Missed free throws, the story here down the stretch. Missed shots
both teams.
in general.
Both teams, yeah. Mengi missed a couple.
Yeah. Ostrowski had a chance there at that baseline jumper, but you're right, that shoulder's just not right. One more for Raines, and he misses that one as well. And we're going to get an over the back on Carroll.
Well, Mengi's going to have a chance to redeem himself right here. He's going to have 2 free throws, Casey. Trying to put his team up by 1. That time Carroll, a little cheapy, the reach over.
Hard to believe.
Tough to blame a kid for that. He's just trying to make a play.
But back-to-back misses by the senior. On the other side, Mengi also missed 2. So we got looking for someone to knock down a free throw right now.
Got 2 shots.
First one is good. We're tied up at 59.
There's a big free throw coming up for the senior. Take a deep breath, son. Gather yourself. Rhythm, tempo, and knock it down.
pretty good opener here on game day.
Yeah, not bad. Take a deep breath, Drew. Settle yourself.
In and out, no good. Rebound, Raines. Up ahead, Setzer Smith. Drives. He goes all the way to the basket. Layup is up, and it's good. Under 10 seconds remaining. Ostrowski with the basketball, down 2. Ostrowski, jumper in the lane, buries it.
Wow!
Dev! Don't hurt him. 61-61. We're going to have a Notre Dame timeout, and they're going to put some time back on the clock.
Should be 3 seconds, Casey. Refs are going to talk it over, but we're going to barn burner here at East Lyme High School.
Ostrowski buries it, Michael Jordan-esque, floating away against the Cleveland Cavaliers, knocks it down from the free throw line after Setzer Smith inexplicably got to the rim to give them a 2-point lead.
Yeah, coast to coast from the smallest guy on the court. Setzer Smith, 5'8", takes the rock to the rim. Dev comes back and says, okay, I got an answer for you. Viking Valley's alive, and if this place was dead a half an hour ago, it's full of life right now.
They're putting 3 seconds back on, so it's going to be 3.9 seconds. That's an eternity to get off a good shot. And all you got to do is get off a shot, draw a foul.
3.9 seconds. Yep.
3.9. Tie ball game.
Wow. A lot going on here. Coach Shea talking things over. They're going to look for Raines, or you're going to look for Zach LaPut to toe up the possible game winner.
Official Tony Nacito was explaining to the scorers table to our left.
Yeah.
They were questioning if Ostrowski traveled. He said, no, it's a good jump step. Took his step, jump step, let it go. He said he didn't see any pitter-patter of the feet. Confident by Tony Nacito. Said, no, that's good.
Here we go, partner. This is winning time. 3.9 seconds left to go in the game.
We're going to go man-to-man.
We're going to run the baseline because it's after a make.
And there he goes. Inbounds to Raines. They look to trap. Oh, my God. We got a foul with 2.7 seconds remaining on Luke Leonard.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Wow. Wow.
Luke Leonard is fouled out of the game. Luke Leonard is fouled out. 2.7 seconds officially. Connor Raines, who missed his last 2 free throws, trying to make atonement for himself right here.
So you're going to get Raines shooting, and then you're going to get East Lyme putting it in Dev's hands and trying to get off the final shot. First one for the senior Raines is good. I don't think it matters whether he makes it or misses it, because this is going to be a 3-point shot. I don't know that you're going to be able to hit a home run here. They're going to call timeout either way. Second one by Raines is up, and it is good. Timeout East Lyme. 2.7 seconds remaining. They'll draw it up, and they got one chance. It's going to be put it in Ostrowski's hands, rise up, and see what happens.
Well, the senior Raines that time made atonement for himself, Casey. Knocked down a couple of free throws, got himself in a position to make a play, and Notre Dame finds himself up 2 on a call 70 feet from the basket.
Well, I just want to point out that Alec Elmer, the junior for East Lyme, just checked into the game. And by doing so, all 10 players on the East Lyme roster have now played in this game.
That's amazing.
Yep, because Kent Place got in late in the first half. All 10 have played in this game. The entire roster for East Lyme has been on the floor.
Something tells me that Elmer is either going to set a screen or make a long pass.
I was thinking the baseball pass.
Okay, all right. Setting a screen. Could be a big kid. Is he a big kid? 6'3", junior. Could set a solid screen, free up Dev, knock a couple of people out, and then let Dev rise up from the Viking logo.
I think that's definitely a possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players have played for Notre Dame of West Haven. 10 for East Lyme.
So 19 players have seen action in an extremely competitive ballgame.
That is correct.
With 2 high-level teams. I love it. It's high school basketball, my friend.
So Diaz, Ostrowski, Horner, Elmer, and Mengi on the floor. Carroll will guard the inbound. LaPut, Kimbrough, Setzer Smith, and Raines. There's a screen. Switch. Touchdown pass, it's deflected. Elmer from half court for the win, no good. Wait a minute, we have a whistle.
Timeout. I think Dev called a timeout, and they're out of timeouts. I think they're going to be out of. I think Dev made a mistake, called timeout, and the game will be over because they have no timeouts, so it'll be a technical foul.
And it doesn't matter because had he not called it, the shot got off.
Right.
That was the end of it anyway.
So I don't believe that he got that timeout in time anyway. I thought the clock had ran out.
It wouldn't have mattered even if they had a timeout. I don't know that it would have mattered anyway. But and that shot didn't go off. So this thing is going to end. And Notre Dame of West Haven
going to get a hard-fought win on the road are the Green Knights. Well, they're going to give the technical foul.
So they're going to go technical. They're going to have 2 to shoot. But if there is, in fact, .9 on the clock, if there's .9 on the clock and he only makes 1, then technically they could still.
When you retain possession after a technical foul.
You could still steal it and shoot the ball.
All right.
I'm saying the game's not over yet.
Officially.
That's correct.
All right.
Just saying, not that stranger things haven't happened, but.
There's a bit of a choppy end to a fantastic basketball game.
Yeah, it was a fantastic basketball game, though. So the senior, Connor Raines, will go and he'll shoot the 2 technical fouls for Notre Dame. First one is up, he short rims it. He'll have 1 more, and then, of course, like you said, they'll inbound. And at that point, you can just throw the ball down the other end of their end of the court. They can't catch it. There's a 3-point game. So East Lyme's got to steal the inbound here somehow and get a shot off. They're not going to be able to do it. There's your ball game, 64-61. Notre Dame of West Haven has come down to East Lyme, and in epic fashion, a huge comeback in the second half to overcome the Vikings. A great effort by Coach Jason Shea and his Green Knights as the teams shake hands. A Herculean effort by Dev Ostrowski in the loss. And the sports doctor will talk with Coach Jason Shea. A very excited Notre Dame of West Haven group. We're going to have Coach Jason Shea along with Jaden Kimbrough. Or maybe not Jaden Kimbrough, maybe you could just coach Jason Shea. So the sports doctor is with an excited and probably exhausted winning coach Jason Shea, along with senior Jaden Kimbrough. Sports doctor.
Well, Coach Jason Shea, what a big win today. A game that, saw them get out to a big lead. You guys made the halftime adjustment, and you found a way to win on the road. Tough ball game here tonight at East Lyme.
Man, it felt like the state tournament, and it's game 1, and, honestly, that's exactly why we came here. We knew how good that kid was. He was unbelievable in the first half. I mean, really amazing. And I thought in the second half, as collectively as a team, we did a much better job, obviously. But I thought Jaden and his ability to stick with them and really play him physical was the difference in the game.
You guys slowed things down a little bit. You slowed down the pace and the tempo in the third quarter. And on your offensive end, you found some mismatches with your bigger guards against their guards and got yourselves right back in the mix.
Yeah, we trusted our offense the whole time. I didn't think that was the problem. I thought once we got our defense together, we find opportunities. We have very skilled players. Jaden on the break. We started to find each other on the kickouts, and we're very capable.
Jaden Kimbrough carried your team tonight. Talk about the challenges of guarding a player like Ostrowski.
Well, he's very good, hit a lot of big shots, and it's a high-intensity game, but we just stick through it. I helped our teammates and just got through it.
When you're down on the road like that, when you're down by 13 on the road, who's the one guy that holds everything together out there? Is it collectively as a team?
We all work as a team. We fight through, and we're just a family. We go through everything together, and that's how we stick to it.
Coach, you and I talked before the game about going on the road like this. playing against a good team, number 7 versus number 12 in the state. You know, this is what makes you battle-tested for league play and for the end of the season.
There's no question. This is why we want to come here. And for our guys, you know, it's always a test. As we talked about before, we're going to be tested. And we certainly passed that test on the road, down 13. And this is something that these guys can carry with them, you know, throughout the season of league play and in the state tournament. They could rest on this. You know, you're down 13 second half. Kid is going, you know, off. You can't miss. You could still find a way to win.
It doesn't get any easier for these guys, too. Hamden, Hillhouse, Fairfield Prep. Coach, bring them all on. I think your kids are ready. Congratulations, guys. Big win here tonight for the Green Knights at East Lyme High School.
Thank you very much.
All right, great job.
Thank you very much, Sports Doctor. We would be remiss if we did not tell you about our next broadcast. It'll be Tuesday night, December 18th at Waterford High School. Lancer Nation, you are going to be hosting the St. Bernard Saints. Max Lee, JoJo Beltran, and the boys coming on in to face Liam Spellman, J.J. Brennan, and those Waterford High School Lancers. Now, we had earlier in the year, we had the challenge. We challenged all of the student sections out there to say who could be the best. Now, we started off, right now we have, I'm going to go like this. All right, there it is. We got Viking Valley. You stepped up. You gave us the Viking horns. What is your student section going to do when Casey and the Sports Doctor and Game Day roll into your school?
Where are you at, Lancer Nation? Because we're going to be there Tuesday night, baby.
Tuesday night in Lancer Nation. What are you going to bring? Remember, if you're the best student section, Sports Doctor's paying, but I'll deliver the pizzas
hey,
to your place.
What a great ball game here tonight. I think clearly you saw 2 of the state's heavyweights here tonight. Just tremendous action on both ends of the floor. You know, the East Lyme getting the big lead. You know, Notre Dame making the adjustments, and then, you know, a little fracas at the end, you know, some sloppy play. But I think you haven't heard the last from East Lyme and for Notre Dame. I think it's just the beginning for these 2 teams.
Yeah, I think both teams have a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
I think both teams feel like there's a lot of improvements. East Lyme, the first thing is going to be who's going to step up, because they're going to see gimmick defenses. They're going to see, you know, teams beating up Dev. What's going to happen on the night when he's not unconscious? How do we get that third person? They really didn't have a third person tonight to step up for them and to score the point. So that's going to be number 1. Number 2 is how are they going to respond to zone defenses, because they're going to start seeing that stuff all year long. On the other side of things, they went toe-to-toe with the 7th team in the state. Certainly weren't overmatched.
Whoa, that's a good team over there, too.
Stood right there with them, so that's the launching pattern, or the launching block for the next thing. Notre Dame, on the other hand, they're like you said, they're just going to go in and do this every week.
Hamden, Hillhouse, Fairfield Prep, I mean, Christmas tournament. It's just, it's unreal, the schedule that they play. And, you know, it's a good team, and, you know, they're going to make some noise, no doubt about it. You know, you go back to East Lyme, you talk about that extra guy. I mean, you know, a kid like Nate Diaz, he's going to have to be that guy to knock down that open shot, you know, because then he'll maybe free up the other guys. So that off-body person, you know, maybe Peters gets a little more active at the rim, and, you know, TJ Horner. But, you know, it's early. It's game 1. Yeah. They'll figure it out. But at least you know these 2 teams can go toe-to-toe with each other.
Yeah, last year it was Gannenberger. He would have been the one knocking those threes down and opening things up.
I think you're right. Somebody has to fill that role more. Not more what's Dev going to do. You know, what's Batman and Robin going to do? We know that.
Yeah.
Who's going to fill Gannenberger's shoes? Good point.
That's right. We need Alfred the Butler. So it's going to be an exciting year this year. Game day, we're going to be there. We're going to be looking forward to all of it. If it's anything like tonight, it is going to be a long, long season.
I can't wait to get to Waterford High School on Tuesday night. I am chomping at the bit. I'm ready for Lancer Nation.
Gear it up
I'm
now.
ready to see Mad Max. I can't wait for the Saints. Let them march in.
And hey, JJ, off the 42 today. Let's see what the Lancers and the Saints can bring Tuesday night. For everybody here, Mike DeMoro, Peter Wappy, and the crew, the Sports Doctor Keith O'Brien, I am Casey O'Neill saying good night, everybody.
Hey.